seasons lost. In Austin, I stalled, paused. My eyes crawled to a table. Paralyzed by pairwise dice, then attend to this heaven slice of an angel wrapped in skin. Roll dice and woes of life. Love deprived, looking to revive. What's the meaning of life? One subjective paradise. Crystal chandeliers, moments reflected. Often mirrors a pit, clear, ready from ear to ear. Craving and raving and grain, rekindle the flame. Closer she draws near. Stay there, remove your underwear, shove it somewhere over there. In paradise, we know our purpose. In paradise, we know what our worth is. In paradise, we manifest dreams. In paradise, truth is what you can see. We know our purpose. In paradise,
Hello, everybody. Welcome to this edition of the Unpopular Hour. I'm your host, Matt Clark, and you can tell I am feeling 1,000% better. That steroid shot and the Z-Pack kicked in, and feeling tons better, ready for the show today. But like I said, it's just so nice. For the last 2 weeks, I've just been down. I've been down. I've tried. I think we've only did 2 shows or 3 shows or something like that. And, when you're not feeling good, you don't really have anything good to really say. And it's just hard, especially when it's just me. Don't really have anybody that can take over and help me out, or where they can take over the show when I'm sick, like you would be on a radio station or something like that. You're either there or you're not. And so that's kind of a hard thing to do, but it is what it is. And but anyway, I hope everybody's having a fantastic day. We're going to start out with the Thunder, of course, losing last night to the Dallas Mavericks. We are now 1-3 against them this year. And when we did the show last night, on After the Storm, we do it, after our daily live stream, we do the show. We had several people who were talking about, that, he just gets out coached by Jason Kidd. I'm going to agree with that to a certain extent, but then the caveat to that is, number one, SGA did not play well at all. For whatever, he was passive. And I will say this a million times. If SGA is passive, we're not going to win. No matter how much you all love J-Dub, no matter how much the coaching staff and ownership or whatever love J-Dub. Angel, what's up, big? What's up happening? We're not going to win with J-Dub as a leader. It's not going to happen. He does not have the requisite skills to be a number one. He is a 2B, 2A, 2B, 3A. When Chet is here, he's a 2. So what do I take away from the loss last night? Number one, like I said, SGA he was passive. And from what we saw the night before against the Jazz, where he was just up, he was running, he was scoring, he was taking over the game when it needed to be. Last night, he was just non-existent. And I don't know, like he had, 13 points at halftime or something crazy? When's the last time he had 13 points at halftime? So it's kind of frustrating to me because, the night before he shot 35 times, which I think is a lot. And he even admits he did not play well, even though he was 17 for 35, which is, 49, whatever percent. I agree, he missed some shots, he did not play that well. But what he did is, when we needed him to step up and score, he was aggressive. And I'll say this over and over and over. When he's aggressive, we have a team of others. That's the easiest way to put it right now. When he's scoring, nobody else feels pressure to make a play. We don't have guys who can make plays. We have guys who can make a play that's given to them to make, but to go out and create an opening or create an opportunity for someone else to create a play, that's not who we are. Now, occasionally, yes, Aaron Wiggins can make a spin move. Isaiah Joe can do something. J-Dub will do something. But for the most part, we can't do that. When J-Dub tries to create, it's more of a mess than it is. It's probably 60-40 that he can make a play, and 40% he doesn't. You saw last night, he's just sitting there dribbling behind his back and lost the dribble. And I've said this over and over, he does not have the ball handling skills. Ball handling skills are not something you just all of a sudden let me have the ball handling skills. When he was at Santa Clara or whatever and playing in that conference, I'm sure he was dominant based on who he was playing. Now, I would have liked to seen him in the Big 12. Now, not football. Football, Big 12, basketball, Big 12 are not the same. I would like to see him in SEC. I'd like to see him in the ACC. Then you're putting up the numbers you put up in Santa Clara. Yes, I'm all for that because you would have to have all the requisite skills necessary to be able to put up the numbers you put up at Santa Clara. Now, that being said, I'm a fan. But because of that, that really just messed us up last night. Angel John says, facts, these forwards got to do what's in their title and forward to forward the ball towards the hoop. Yes, I agree, Angel. The whole thing is to me is this. I agree with that because last night, what our team basically does. SGA handles the ball, does what he does. We hit the open man, he knocks down the three or whatever. That's what we normally are. Or they over pursue after the second pass and we attack the basket. Last night the Thunder lost to the Mavs 123-115. The Mavericks are 24-21 after losing the other night. We're now 36-8, second best record in the league. The Mavs were 14 for 31. Now we're gonna go over what we are defensively against the three. The Oklahoma City Thunder were 15 to 37, which is decent. That's decent. Shooting from the three, that's not bad. It's what, 40 something percent? They were 52%. We normally don't give up anywhere near that. We shot 47%. And when you shoot 47%, you should win a damn basketball game. 43 rebounds to our 33. 46 pips, points in the paint to our 48. They had 20 turnovers, which is what we normally do. I think we're at 18, averaging 18, 19 turnovers a game. 13, once again, we're only averaging 11 point, right into 12 for what we turn the ball over. So those numbers are about what we do. 28 to 26 bench scoring, whatever. That's about normal. We don't really have a bench that's outscoring someone. Here's the issues that I have with last night. Jay Will, 26 minutes. And I know we've got to play him that much, but he's not a 26-minute guy. He's a 6 to 10-minute guy. And as long as he's taking charges, which he's broke away from, which is what he used to always do. He used to come in the first couple of years. Somebody drives to the basket. There's Jada up for a charge. Now he's trying to block shots. And I don't know what we're trying to do to turn him into something he's not. And I understand about developing players. I get that, okay? I'm a developmental coach myself when I was developing kids. So I get that 100%. I have no issues with developmental. But what I did is I'm going to develop those who have the abilities to be more than what they're capable of as far as multiple skill sets. And then those that are, I want to enhance, this is what they can do. So knowing what they can do, I'm going to maximize what they can do, not try to get them to do stuff that's going to be more than what they're capable of. I don't believe in that. But then when you look at players who leave Oklahoma City, and what they do when they leave here, is that we set the foundation for them to be great or very good somewhere else. That's what happens. And Jay Will, he has good numbers. All of a sudden, you can see he has good numbers. 12 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 block, 2 turnovers. He played good overall from what the stats say. But from your eye test, no, he did not. J-Dub, 40 minutes. Once again, why is he playing the same minutes as SGA? Why does he play more minutes than SGA? This coach like I said over and over, his minutes managing affects the flow of the game and affects our lineup by him managing minutes. He's got to get over that, but he's not gonna. And I'm gonna tell y'all over and over and over and over and over and over and over, just like I did with Westbrook, when everybody said I was a hater, and I was right. And I'm right about this guy and what he does. He is going to hurt us when we need certain things done because he's too busy managing minutes. He's not managing the game. We are significantly better with J-Dub on the bench, with SGA, Kaysen, Caruso, and of course Dort, idiotic foul last night, and we'll get into that in a minute. But with Wiggins and either Jay Will or K. Rich, if we go smaller, we're a much better lineup with him off the bench. We make a run 90% of the time when he's on the bench. We make a run. Those are facts. You can go back 2.5 years and look at it. I'm not just saying throwing stuff out there. Just go back and look at it for yourself. Don't get mad at me. Don't say I'm a hater. Quit running your mouth. Quit calling me a hater and go back and look for yourself. The numbers and what happens. He goes out with 5 minutes or 6 minutes to go in the first quarter, and we make a run. Go back and look for yourself. And in the last two games, we struggled because he's pulling him out with 3 minutes to go. Because they're trying to push him to be on the All-Star team. And I'm going to put him on All-Star team in here in a minute. But Lou Dort, SGA, 12 of 25. Yeah, he got 31, but yeah, nah. One rebound, 7 assists, no steals, no blocks, 4 fouls. He did not come to play last night. That's facts. Lou Dort, 23 minutes, 6 points. Once again, and I said this last night on the show, and Angel can, verify this. Why the hell are you putting your hand on another man's dick? Why are you hitting somebody in the balls? Why are you doing that? Right at the top of the key. And I said this in the stands. Kick his ass out the game. And everybody looked at me. I said, get his ass out. You don't grab another man. And one of the ladies in the stands was like, well, maybe he wanted to fill his package. Okay, once again, why are you trying to fill another man's package? You got your own. You want to grab somebody's balls, grab your own balls. You want to grab somebody's private part, grab your own private part. You got the same thing they got. Grab your own stuff. But to me, that's dirty Draymond Green stuff. What the hell are you doing? You're a much better player. But once again, after watching him closely, after watching Caruso and seeing what an all-NBA defensive team player is and what an all-NBA defensive player is not, that's the difference between Dort and Caruso. Caruso is going to make the plays. He's going to not do stupid things that are going to cost your team, and that's not Dort. He makes dumb plays over and over and over. The last 4 years he's been here, or 5 years, whatever it's been, that's what he does. It's what he does. That's who he is. Yes, it was, Angel. That was the same Draymond, Rodman, Minnesota. Well, Rodman didn't do stuff. Rodman was more like running his mouth and doing little things like that. I don't ever remember Dennis Rodman grabbing somebody's balls or kicking somebody in the nuts. Draymond Green kicked Steven Adams in the nuts right here in Oklahoma City in game 5 or whatever, or game 3, whatever. So I've watched Draymond Green. He's dirty. He does dirty stuff, and he's been like that. And there's no reason that people put him on a pedestal. I don't get it. If you're dirty, I'm not putting you on a pedestal. You're dirty. You're a dirty player. And Draymond is a very, very good player, but he plays dirty. Rodman was just, the way that he did stuff, he was more of a menace. And I don't put him in the same category as them. Dennis Rodman would grab your shorts and pull you down and grab you and try to get in your head. He's not hitting you in the nuts. He's not trying to kick you in the nuts. He's not doing anything stupid. That the last time he cost his team a game, remember when Scottie Pippen was out, if you go back and you'll watch whatever the documentary on the Bulls, he made a stupid play. Jordan went off on him. And what did he do? He came in and apologized to him. He knows that was dumb. What are you doing? You're not on the court. You're costing us a game by not being here. What the hell are you doing? Nobody does that to Draymond. Cason Wallace, 26 minutes. Love this kid. 3 for 10. He missed some shots that he should have made, but I still love me some Cason. Dylan Jones, 12 minutes. Why is Dylan Jones playing 12 minutes? And especially last night, the commander, Randy and Wright, and I were sitting next to each other. And let me go back to my notes so I can see when this was. It was in the fourth quarter. It's 94-99. And you've got SGA, J-Dub, Caruso, K-Rich, Jones. Or Caruso, I'm sorry. SGA, J-Dub, Caruso, K-Rich, and Jones in the game. And you substitute Wiggins for Caruso. Yeah, I said that. You leave Dylan Jones on the floor. Why is a rookie who doesn't play hardly at all, and here's Dylan Jones' numbers: no shots, 1 rebound, 2 assists, 1 block. He's a plus 13. He was just a body out there taking up space. That's what he was last night. Now, I like Dylan, but that's what he was. I'm like, what are you playing 12 minutes for? K-Rich, 20 minutes, 6 points. If he's not knocking down threes, once again, 1 for 3 is not bad, 33%. But still, if he's not knocking down threes and K-Rich has not been, he's one of those guys where he's one of your 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th guy, and that's how they play. They might have a great game, and then they're going to have 2 or 3 games where they're not going to do anything. Brandon Carlson, 4 minutes, 1 for 1. I like this kid, and we talked about this last night. I don't know if that was you, Angel, or somebody asked. Maybe it was Rashawn that asked me, would I rather have Brandon Carlson or Jay Will on the court? And to me, Jay Will is going to give me something defensively that Brandon Carlson is not. But I'm going to count on Brandon Carlson to knock down threes where I don't know. It's 50 to me. I don't know. It's 33 out of 10 he's going to make for Jay Will. I don't know if he'll make a three or not. But if the shot, when once he gets the ball and shoot it, I have much more confidence of Brandon Carlson making than I do Jay Will. That's just me. Caruso, 21 minutes. Once again, 21 minutes. 21 minutes. One of your best defensive players, 21 minutes. Especially with Lou Dort only playing 23 minutes because he got kicked out. I mean, really? And that was in the third quarter, and the score was 68-77 when Dort got kicked with a flagrant two. And I have in my notes, and starting at the third quarter. SJ is still passive. Come on. Dort is out the game with a flagrant two. It was 68-77 at that point. Caruso should be playing way more minutes, but, whatever. The minutes manager's doing the minutes managing stuff. Aaron Wiggins, 28 minutes, 9 points. 4 for 11, 0 for 6 from 3. Those are why the Thunder lost right there. Those are the reasons right there. And that's the stats. The stats, I'm not a big stats guy as far as stats lying, not lying. I'm an eye test guy. And sometimes the stats will not tell you. Like when you look at Jay Will, he didn't play as well as his stats look. Dylan Jones for sure didn't. He was just a body out there. He's just not ready. But once again, 12 minutes. 12 minutes. And I'm going to tell you guys this over and over and over and over and over. Possessions matter. Giving away possessions hurts you. And remember, I said that originally that I thought that we would only give up, that he's going to cost us 5 games. Then I went to 12. Now, did the coach cost us the game last night? No. But do I believe he cost us the game the other night in the Mavs game? Yeah. SGA didn't play. We're not going to win without SGA. So can you put that on his head? No. If SGA could have played, yes. If SGA could have played and you didn't play him, yeah, I'm going to put that on your head, coach. Last night, to me, I'm going to put that more on SGA than I am the coach. Even though I'll give them 50-50 because SGA, if he's not aggressive and he's not coming out and he's not playing, we're not going to win. I don't care what nobody says. I don't care what you're saying. You can go back and you can look. If he's not aggressive and he's not on point, we're not going to win. Those are simple facts. But with him playing the lineups that he's playing, and once again, J-Dub playing the same number of minutes, no way. That should never happen. J-Dub should not play a whole quarter under any circumstance unless SGA is not there. SGA plays way better with J-Dub on the bench when you have that group in there. You can go back and you can look at it. How many times and how much of a percentage did we make runs when he's on the bench versus when he's in there with SGA? When do we make runs? First quarter, when he goes to the bench about 6 minutes and he's been holding him in there 3 minutes. Why? Because he's trying to promote him for the All-Star team, which I get that. I get that. And here's my All-Star lineup, okay? This is who I've got in the NBA All-Star, my All-Star lineup, okay? Here's my NBA. First of all, here are the NBA All-West starting 5, okay, on each side. That's SGA, Steph, LeBron, Jokic, KD. Okay, now I did not have LeBron in there. I had Wemby. Because LeBron, 21 in a row, that's just strictly votes, and y'all sticking him in there because he's the face of the league. So I'm over that. Okay, he's not a starter. He's not a top 5 player. No. In the West, no. Give me Wemby instead of him. It should have been an SGA, Ant-Man, Wemby, Jokic, and KD. That was my starting 5. I did not have LeBron in there. I did not have Steph. Those are simply for ratings. Those are what those votes are. It's ridiculous. Sorry. Angel, absolutely agree with there's got to be one person to always be aggressive and not make passes through coverage. Yes, but that one person has to be SGA. It doesn't matter if it's anybody else. Because if it's anybody else, he's the only one that can make plays consistently that's going to get us buckets. So, Angel, that's what I'm saying about that. He has to be the one that's aggressive. So anyway, that was my starting five. Now my reserves, my picks. Okay, these aren't necessarily the picks, but I believe Wemby will be there. I believe Ant-Man will be there for sure, and AD. Those three will be there. Now the question is Kyrie, Ja, and J-Dub. I think Ja is going to be there. They're the third best team in the West. How the hell is he not going to make it? And AD, he's AD. He's the best power forward probably in the league. So I don't unless Giannis was second best behind Giannis. I'm gonna give him second. And then I believe J Dub should be in there because we have the number one team in the West with the best record. He's the number two player in the league, number two player on our team. He should be in the All Star game. Now, is he one of the top 24 players? Hell no. He's not one of the top 24 players in the league. But we are the number one seed, and he should be in the All Star game. I think you can't have. It's like when you look at the East. Okay, the number two team, the number one and number two teams are who? The Cleveland Cavaliers and the Boston Celtics. The third place team is the Knicks. The Knicks have two starters, Brunson and Cat, which that was my starting five right there. Brunson, Mitchell, Tatum, Giannis, and Cat. Okay, and then I also would take. I mean, that to me, those are your picks. Then I've got Cade, who's playing amazing. Trey, who's playing amazing. Get Darius Garland, who's amazing. Because when I look at it, you have Darius Garland and Mitchell. They deserve two guys on the number one. Now, both of them are probably close to being their top 30 players, for sure. So I've got to have both of those guys in there, okay? So that's two. The Knicks are the number three team. So I got to have two of their players. The Celtics are the defending champions and number two overall seed. They've got Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. So that's two. So of the top three teams, each one of them has two. And then, of course, LaMelo is just playing unbelievable. And then I got Darius Garland in there twice. I don't know why I put him in there. I should not have put him in there twice. That's my bad. I should have put him in there because I messed up. But the person that I should have put in there instead of Darius Garland is I'm torn between Dame and I don't Evan Mobley is playing unbelievable, but I'm torn between Dame and Tyler Hero because Tyler's playing unbelievable. Okay, so I'm torn between those two as far as my guys. Okay, let me go ahead and change that. I'm gonna go ahead and put Dame. I'm gonna change that on the screen real quick for you guys so we can get that all laid out here right now. Let me see. Put that in there. Boom, boom, boom. And so I can get Dame on there because Darius Garland should be on there, but Dame is just unbelievable. He's playing great, and he deserves to be on there this year because he's one. First of all, he's Dame, and so he deserves for that simple aspect. Okay, there we go. Boom, boom, and it should pop up now. There we go. So that's my picks. Angel, you're sitting there hopefully watching, so you can go ahead and tell me what you think your picks are if you can see the screen. But I've got the East is Brunson, Mitchell, Tatum, Giannis, Cat as the starters. And then my picks are Cade, Trey, Darius Garland, LaMelo Ball, Jaylen Brown, and Dame Lillard. And for the West, I have the starters are FGA, Steph, LeBron, Jokic, and KD. And Steph and LeBron, y'all shouldn't be starting. That's bullshit. Wemby should be starting over LeBron, and KD, excuse me, AD should be over LeBron, and Ant-Man should be over Steph. But I'm not going to argue necessarily with Steph or LeBron. Yeah, no, I'm not. He is. That's bullshit. He's not one of the top five players in the deal. Okay, Angel says looks good. Can't disagree. That's kind of how I look at it. I'm like, in my reserves are Wemby, Ant-Man, Kyrie, Ja, AD, and J-Dub. So the number one team in the West is the Thunder. So I've got SGA and J-Dub. The number two team is the Houston Rockets. I don't have any. And if I had to put somebody on there, I don't know who I'm gonna take off for Jalen Green. Kyrie, Jalen Green's not better than Kyrie, but yeah, Angel, I did. I put Donovan Mitchell as my Donovan Mitchell's a starter, so I have him over Garland. But in the East, if I mean the Rockets are the second best team and they have nobody in here, and I just don't know. Jalen Green is their best guy, but I just don't know who do you put in there. I mean, I just don't know. I mean, am I putting in? I just don't know who to put in there. I really don't. I mean, I really don't. Because Ja is playing unbelievable, but you know, they're the third best team, so they deserve somebody. And the Mavericks are coming, so if I'm gonna take anybody else out, I guess I'm gonna take Kyrie out over Jalen Green, even though Kyrie's better than Jalen Green, but they are the number 2 seed, so they got to have at least one guy represent them in the All Star game. Don't y'all think? I mean, I don't know what else to say to that. I mean, that's what I'd have to do that. So let's take a break and then we'll come back and discuss this more because I'm just torn, But like I said, do I think J Dub is one of the best uh, top 24 players in the league? Hell no, I don't. But we're the number 1 seed. But then that being said, how do you not have one for Houston? Same argument. They don't have one. And then, you got the Grizzlies there at number 2, and they don't have one. They only have one. Does Jaren Jackson deserve to be there? Probably. So anyway, we'll go back and we'll discuss that here in a minute. If you have needs for engineering, surveying, or planning, hit our guys up right over at SRB. They love to take care of you and hook you up and do all the things that you need to have done over there. If you have a housing complex or a building that you're building, they can lay it out for you and make sure that everything is level, everything is the way it should be, and there won't be any flooding problems. And then also, if you have a water treatment plant, hey, who the hell doesn't like clean water in your city or in your county? Hit those guys up there and make sure it gets done. Oak Grove Trucking, if you have needs for dirt, rock, or sand to be moved, hit our guys up. They're about to add their second truck because I know that they're doing a bunch of stuff out in Seminole and stuff like that. And they've got a couple other contracts they got coming up, so I know he's looking to add some trucks to his arsenal. Proud of the guy. Way to go over there, Jose. Of course, and then, of course, YNB, family owned and operated since 1912. They are the bank that makes things happen. They're an equal housing lender, a member of the FDIC, proud sponsor for us to go out and support women, minority, and black-owned businesses in the OKC area. You can pre-qualify online at www.ynbok.com. That's www.ynbok.com. Or you can go into the main bank at 401 Elm, 66 steps from historic downtown Yukon, Oklahoma. YNB East, which is off the Parkway and 66 or 39th Expressway. YNB Mustang, 218 North Mustang Road. YNB Parkway, which is North Garth Brooks, just south of I-40, right in front of the hospital. Cannot miss it. And then, of course, YNB Peoples, located on 23rd and Bethany between Rockwell and MacArthur. I cannot miss either one of those places, okay? That's my group. And like I said, the All-Star deal is one of these things. We know Kenny Atkinson is going to be the coach for the East, which means Mark Dagnall is going to have to be the coach for the West, which means that J-Dub is going to be one of his picks because you get two coaches' picks, I guess, if you want to call them. So, to me, if J-Dub doesn't get picked, he will get picked by Dagnall. As his favorite guy, he thinks he's the best player on our team, so he's going to pick him. Not the best player, but that has the most upside on our team, which is idiotic because SJ is 26. I mean, that's just I don't give a shit what he's watching in practice. You can look at the skill set, you look out there in the game, there's just no way in hell that's the same. But that being said, I believe that J.W. deserves to be an All-Star. But that being said, also when you look at the Houston Rockets, they're second place in the West. And they don't have one. So you almost have to put Jalen Green in there, but like I said, who am I going to take out? I guess Kyrie. Is Jalen Green better than Kyrie? No. But I guess if I have to go back, and probably I will adjust Monday. We come back and do the show, I will, because they'll come out with their picks. But I guess if I had to take out anybody, I'll put this back up for everyone so we can look at it and see. I guess if I had to have anybody in here, I'm not taking Ant-Man out. And I mean, you either got to take Ant-Man or Kyrie out and put Jalen Green in there. I guess. I mean, I mean, I. But like I said, Angel, Donovan Mitchell is a starter, so he's already a starter, and Darius Garland is the guy that we're picking. But how does the two best teams, the second and third best team in the West, only have one guy? We have two. You look at LeBron, where are they down on the list somewhere? They're way down on the list as far as that. So you got Wemby deserves to be in there. There's no question about that. Ant-Man, you look at where they are. Okay. In fact, let's go back. Let's pull up the NBA standings. So here's the West. The Rockets have none. The Grizzlies have one. The Nuggets have one. The Lakers have two. The Clippers have none. The Mavs have one. The T-Wolves have one. And when you look at the Golden State Warriors, they're not even in the top 10. And they have Steph Curry starting them. But, of course, that's the NBA stuff. So when you look at it, you look at this and you go, how does the Rockets and the Grizzlies and the Nuggets, between the three best teams in the league, and they're 3 games ahead of the Lakers. The Lakers are better 6 games above 500. So once again, I don't know, and like I said, I'm torn because, man, the Rockets, you got to put now Şengün. No, I'm not putting Şengün in there. I like Şengün, but he's not an all-star. But the all-stars, it's a popularity thing. Okay, let's face it, that's why LeBron's in there, and that's why Steph's in there. Now, like I said earlier, when you look at it, and I just pulled up the stats and where everybody's at in the standings, how do you not have Darius Garland? I mean, how do you not have one guy from the Rockets and the number 2 team in the league, in the West? Not one. So it has to be Jalen Green because that's probably the best player, and we don't have one. So if I have to take out somebody, I'm going to come back. I'm just going to do it now. Okay? I'm going to do it right now. Because Jalen Green, they got to have one guy. They're leading, so I'm going to put Jay Green. Okay, so there we go. Now I'm going to switch that up, and I'm going to put that out here. So this will be, because I just talked myself, I literally just talked myself into it. I literally just did that. How about that, guys? I just talked myself into doing that right there. NBA All-Star team. Okay, there we go. I just talked myself into it. Angel says, I think the roster is so stacked in Houston. I agree, but okay. But who you gonna but Angel is stacked, but then you're gonna get one guy. Who you gonna pick? Okay, who you gonna pick? You gotta pick one guy, Angel. Now, Charles, Kenny, and Shaq, here were there for the West. Here were their picks, okay, guys? I'm going to match my picks to their picks. Here's the West picks. Shaq had Wemby, Jalen Williams, of course, J-Dub, Jaren Jackson Jr. from them, uh, Steph Curry, Anthony Edwards, Kyrie, and James Harden. Now, he had no AD in there, and he had no John Morant. He had Jaren Jackson Jr. Kenny had Victor, J-Dub, James Harden, John Morant, Anthony Davis, Şengün, and Ant-Man. So he chose Şengün over Jalen Green, which, yeah, okay. I'm not gonna argue with that. I'm really not. I mean, it's just pick one of those guys. So Kenny and I are almost together, except that he's got James Harden in there, And I'm not putting James Harden in there. No way. Like, Shaq has James Harden in there. I mean, why are you putting James Harden in there? James Harden doesn't deserve to be no All-Star, especially where they are and what they're doing. Yeah, no. I'm not putting James Harden in there. Now, here's Charles's. Wimby, Sabonis, which you could argue Sabonis, but they're down on the list. Now, last year, I think Sabonis should have been in there. He should have been in there. He's got Steph Curry, Jalen Green, Anthony Davis, Kyrie, and Norman Powell. I don't have Norman Powell in there. And I'm definitely the Clippers don't deserve anybody in there. I'm sorry. So that's what I got, Angel. That's what they said. I just don't. I mean, for Charles, Wimby, yes. Sabonis, no. Steph Curry, I still don't. I think he was reserved. I'm okay with that. Jalen Green, clearly I changed that. AD, we got that. Kyrie, I just took that out for that. And then you got Norman Powell. I'm not doing Norman Powell. Now, this is the deal. He did not believe J-Dub deserved to be an All-Star, which I think is ludicrous. How does J-Dub not deserve to be an All-Star? I'm sorry. That Charles, you're off your rocker when it comes to that. That's just it. So, anyway, these are my picks, and this is who I think should have won, and this is where we are. Let me see. Angel says, I can't be mad at the Clippers. Our team playing the team, if that makes sense. Yes, I agree with that. But, Angel, who in the Clippers are you going to put in? James Harden? Norman Powell? You going to take somebody off to put one of those guys in there? I'm not. I'm not doing that. I don't see that. And even though the Clippers are our team, I'm not a fan, but I just don't see it. Okay? I just don't see it. I really don't. I just don't. So, here are the standings as we currently see. The Thunder, 36-8, losers of 1. Rockets, 29-14, winners of 1. Grizzlies, 29-15, winners of 4 in a row. Nuggets, 27-16, winners of 3 in a row. Lakers, 2 in a row. Clippers, 25-19, winners of 1 in a row. Mavericks, winners of 1 in a row. And you look at the top team, only 2 of us have lost their last game. Now, that's not fair to say that because the Mavericks beat us, so their last win was against us. Let me see exactly. We don't got the definitive main guy. Yes. So anyway, that's how you look at the East, the West. The West is just. I mean, look at where they are, and you look at the East. You got the Cavs 36-7. They had 2 guys. Celtics 31-14, 2 guys. Knicks 29-16, 2 starters. The Bucks 25-17, 2 players. The Pacers, no players. The Pistons, I think Cade Cunningham, and yes, I'm gonna know what you got. I'm gonna vote him in. If you want to say that, fine. But I think Cade Cunningham is one of the best players in the league. Sorry. And then it's one of the top 25 players in the league right now. I believe that without question. He is just unbelievable. Then of course the Magic, no. Even though oh my God, what's his name? Ben Caro had the 4th most votes. He's not in there at all. To me, he missed too many games. You got to play so many games. I don't think he missed. He made it. Now, if he had been playing the whole season, then yeah, I'd put him in there. But he hadn't played enough. And then Trey, I think Trey has been playing freaking fantastic. So to me, Trey deserves to be in there. Heat, Tyler's playing great, but I just can't. I just don't see where I'm gonna put him in there and who I'm gonna put him above. How are the Clippers behind the Lakers? We literally beat them in junior because you're behind the Lakers because the Lakers have 18 losses and the Clippers have 19 losses. That's how. No, they go by record. This is done by record, Angel. The Lakers are 24-18. The Clippers are 25-19. That's why they have 1 less loss. So therefore, that's how it is. Now, if they had if they're both 25-19, I think the Lakers. Then the Clippers aren't y'all 2 and is it, or what is it 1? Is it 2-1? Have y'all beat them twice and they beat y'all once, or have they beat? Or is it 2-2? What is that record? I don't remember what the record is, Angel. But the reason why the Lakers are one game ahead is because they have 18 losses. So that's why they're ahead of the Clippers. Not the wins, but it's the losses. You always go by who has the less amount of losses. Because when you look at the Rockets, they're 29-14. The Grizzlies are 29-15. That's why they're a half game ahead. And you look at the Lakers and the Clippers, they're both tied, but because the Clippers have one more win and one more loss, that's why it is what it is. Oh, you've only played them once, okay, but that's what it is. It's that because the Lakers have one more loss, one less loss, and the Clippers have one more win. That's why they both are 11 games back. When you look at that, that's how that's laid out. Their angel for you. But when you look at it, I mean, it's really close. I mean, but like I said, I don't think LeBron should have started. That's bullshit to me. Come off the bench. You're not a starter. But once again, that's the NBA. They're not going to do anything to piss LeBron off. They're going to make sure he's happy. But that's bullshit. He's not above AD. He's not above. I'm sorry. I I'm sorry. LeBron should not be voted. He is not. He is not one of the top 5 players in the West. That's bullshit. He's just not. I don't have it. He shouldn't be in front of Wemby. No way. Now you can argue Steph Curry in front of Ant Man. Okay, in front of Ja. Okay, you can argue that. But putting LeBron in front of Wemby, yeah, I'm not. I'm not with that. I think that's bullshit. I really do. But that's the NBA, and that's politics, and that's how sports is laid out, and that's how the world is. It's about politics, strictly all the way down the road. Now, let's get into the NFL schedule this weekend. You have the Commanders and the Eagles. The Eagles are -6, 47.5. Man, I'm still, like I said, I'm going to take. I'm just going to go ahead. I think the Eagles will probably win, but I'm going to go ahead and take the Commanders. I think the Commanders have a good chance to win. I'm just going to go ahead and go with them. Total business move. LeBron and Steph don't deserve to be in the spots. I agree. Angel. I agree. Bills and Chiefs. Chiefs -2. Everybody picks the Bills because they want Josh Allen to win. And for them to say that if Josh Allen beats Patrick Mahomes, he's better than Mahomes. He's now the best quarterback in the league. You're high. You got one win. You got one win against him in the playoffs, and you're better than him. You beat him during the season, and y'all both have 4-4. So you would have beaten him 5 times or 4. You finally beat him in the playoffs. I'm sorry. The teams I'm rooting for are Washington and Buffalo. I'm not rooting for Buffalo simply because I don't like the scenario of saying that Josh Mahomes is better than Mahomes or Josh Allen is better than Mahomes. That's bullshit. If you beat him one time in the playoffs and you're 1-3 against him and you win the Super Bowl, that's great. You have one Super Bowl, he's got 3. He's won back-to-back. How are you better than him? And everybody talks about Mahomes' 2 down years. Well, that's fine, but what is he doing? When it counts, he is the man when it counts. And you look at their records, they're equal. But Josh Allen, that's bullshit that you're putting him in. So I don't want the Bills to win just because of that one simple thing. Now, I will say this. I was more afraid for the Chiefs to play the Bills than I was the Ravens. Because Lamar does what Lamar does. But Josh Allen usually does what Josh Allen does. Or the Bills do what the Bills do. They always make a mistake, just like they when the Chiefs beat them last year. So that's kind of how I feel about that. I still want the Chiefs to win, but you're a Chargers fan. Yes, your disdain for the Chiefs is strong, as you should be. And I see these. You're San Diego. I get it. San Diego Clippers, San Diego Chargers, which I still don't know how the hell the Chargers. I mean, I guess I get it. The Chargers left San Diego for the bigger, greener pastures of LA, more money. I get that, but it just seems like San Diego fans were behind him. I don't know why they didn't want to build him a new stadium. The Padres got one, but then they lost the Clippers, San Diego Clippers. Most people don't realize they were the San Diego Clippers. Well, they were, and then of course Donald moved them to LA for the money, and then Ballmer, of course, took over. But yeah, I the thing is this about the Chargers: you've got a quarterback, you've got a coach. The Chargers are coming. Yeah, greed. I agree. Greed is the reason why they left. But you've got a coach, you've got a quarterback, you've got a defense, you've got an offensive line, you've got a running game, you've got all the ingredients. The problem is you're playing against the Chiefs and you're playing against the Broncos. But that's always been the problem because guess what? The Chiefs got to play against the Chargers, and the Broncos got to play against who? The Chargers. So that conference is usually back and forth. Because when I looked at it, I think the Chiefs and the Chargers have the same amount of wins, don't they? Conference championships? Or the Chiefs have one above, one just broke the tie, and the Broncos are two behind, or the Chargers are two behind, or Broncos are one behind, or whatever it is. I know that conference is right there. Uh, who knows who's going to win? It's just the luck of the draw. And it seems like your Chargers always lose against the Chiefs on something stupid. Block field goal, fumble, pick six, something. It seems like it's always something with them. But once again, Patty Mahomes is just a monster, and it's going to be good. But so that being said, I do want the Chiefs to win because probably, yeah, the Chiefs have one more. I think it's just one more. So it must be the Chiefs one more than the Chargers, and then the Broncos have two less than the Chiefs or whatever. But I know that conference is pretty even, and the Raiders aren't really anything. Now, them hiring Pete Carroll, I think, will help. But because they're so late, who are you going to have as coordinators? You got to have coordinators. Because football is the one sport that assistant coaches or coordinators, however you want to look at it, matter. Your defensive and offensive coordinators matter. And those have been snatched up. The Jets are snatching up who they want to get. And, because Glenn's going to snatch some people off the Lions, just like McDaniel did off the 49ers, just like our guy for Houston did, DeMeco Ryans, just like he did. He snatched some guys from you. You snatch the guys that you're with in the locker room as far as assistant coach. You know who the young guys are doing all the little work and all the little things. You know who that is, who's up and coming. We don't know who they are because we're not in the locker room. We're not in the coach's office, but I promise you do. It's going to be a good for the long term, but not much change immediately for the Raiders. That's Angel talking about the Pete Carroll hire. I agree. But when you look at the Bears, they finally got the guy they wanted, an offensive coordinator. What did he do? Brings over his offensive line coach from the Lions. So it looks like the Bears are finally getting it straight in the office upstairs, paying the people that need to be paid. So, but anyway, guys, hey, I'm out of here. I got to go get ready for the games tonight at the gym. We have a full schedule. I've got to work till 10 o'clock tonight. So that being said, hey, I want to thank everybody for your support. Thank you, Angel, for coming on and being part of the chat and asking your questions and giving your comments. Appreciate you. And we will see you. When is the next Thunder game? Saturday or Sunday night? Is it Sunday? I think it's Sunday. So, yeah, it's Sunday. So I'll talk to you Sunday night, Angel, on After the Storm, bro. Appreciate you. Have a good day out there, and be safe where you're at.